Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reviewing an e-bike that surprised me in the best possible way. This right here is the Cyrusher Rover. From the premium build quality to the silky smooth torque sensor and an advertised top speed that I blew past, we've got a lot to cover today. So what do you say? Let's go ahead and get started. Cyrusher absolutely nailed the packaging. This was hands down the best packaged e-bike I've ever received. Every part was securely protected with foam sheets, foam blocks, and zip ties to prevent any shipping damage. Assembly was also super easy. Just install the front wheel, the handlebars, the seat, and the front headlight, and that's it. I didn't have to adjust the derailleur or the brakes at all. Now, after pumping the tires up and charging this baby to 100%, I was ready to ride. My first impression of the Cyrusher Rover? Wow. I mean, the paint, especially the metallic blue on my unit, is absolutely gorgeous. The components, from the puncture-resistant fat tires to the hydraulic brakes, and even the suspension system, all scream quality. Before we head out on our test ride here in a few minutes, let's first dive a little bit deeper into some of the features and specs that we have on the Cyrusher Rover. The Rover has 3 color options available. You can get blue, green, or black. It also comes with a 2-year warranty on the frame and a 1-year warranty on the battery and the other components. Typically, the Rover goes for $1,799, but at the time of filming this video, it's on sale for just $1,399, which is an incredible deal for what you get. Plus, when you order online, they're going to include a free set of front and rear fenders and a rear utility rack. The Cyrusher Rover has a single rear 750-watt motor with a peak output of around 1,400 watts. That's going to give us plenty of power for acceleration, hill climbs, and of course that top-end speed. Now, I'm really happy that Cyrusher included a 52-volt, 15.6 amp-hour removable battery. Now, that's going to give us between 50 and 60 miles on a charge in ideal conditions. Today, we will not be riding in those ideal conditions, so stick around later in the video when we get done with our ride. You can find out what kind of real-world range results we get here on the Rover. For suspension, we get adjustable front suspension and rear hydraulic suspension with spring assist. Now, the advertised top speed on the Rover is 28 miles an hour, but spoiler alert, during my testing, I was able to go much faster than that while pedaling. So make sure to stick around for the ride when I show you how fast the Rover can actually go. For brakes, the Rover has 180mm hydraulic disc brakes, which should provide powerful and reliable stopping. But we're going to put that to the test here in a few minutes because I'm going to be doing a full-speed brake test here today. For tires, we get 26-inch by 4-inch puncture-resistant fat tires. These should be perfect for not only pavement, but also gravel and sand. The frame and wheels are both made from strong 6061 aluminum alloy. Now, this should give the bike strength and durability while also keeping the weight down. And for our drivetrain, we get the standard Shimano 7-speed shifter paired with a stainless steel chain. One of the downfalls of a cadence sensor e-bike is once you get going fast enough, you can't really keep up with the pedaling and there's no resistance, so you're not really getting any exercise. But not with this e-bike. The torque sensor allows you to pedal all the way up to that top speed while still getting resistance for your legs. So if you're looking for an e-bike that you can ride and actually get some exercise, the Cyrusher Rover allows you to do that. For lighting, the Rover has a front headlight and 2 built-in rear taillights mounted on each side of the frame. Now, the Cyrusher Rover is not a small e-bike, as you can see. It comes in at 77.5 inches long, 45 inches tall here at the handlebars, and is recommended for riders between 5'5" and 6'3". They also have a maximum rider weight set at 350 pounds. All right, let me show you what's going on here in the cockpit. Over on the left-hand side, we've got our front hydraulic brake lever, we've got our thumb throttle right here on the left, and our control panel. Now, to turn on the bike, you're just gonna tap the power button there in the middle, and the screen is gonna come on. And I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but I'm in direct sunlight, and I can see the screen perfectly fine. A lot of e-bikes, once you're in direct sunlight, you can't see anything, so I like that. Now, for controls, you have an I button here, and that's going to get you through the different menus from the trip to the odometer and some of these other settings. I'm not quite sure. There's an average miles per hour and a few other things. Now, to go up in speed mode, currently we're in 0, which means no help from the motor. We hit the plus button 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the minus button to go 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back to 0 again. To turn your lights on, you're going to hit the little light button there on the right side, tap it once, and the headlight comes on. You can see the screen dim, and there's a little icon that's up there. Tap it again, the icon goes away, and the screen brightens back up. And so that's the left side. On the right, we've got our rear hydraulic brakes and our Shimano shifter here. To go from 7 down to 1, you push the lever, and from 1 up to 7, you're gonna hit the button. And that's what's going on here in the cockpit. Well, now that we know everything there is to know about the Cyrusher Rover, what do you say? Let's head out on a ride and test it out in real world conditions. We're gonna see if we can reach the top speed or go past it. And we're gonna try it on some off-road conditions. We're gonna do a full speed brake test and see if we can find a hill to go up, maybe even that mountain that I hurt my ribs on a couple weeks ago. So what do you say? Let's go ahead and head out on our ride. All right, well, I got the GPS app on so we can find out what kind of range we get at the end of our ride. And one of the first things I like to do with a full battery is top speed test. So they say we can get to 28 miles an hour. I've gone past that. So let's go ahead and find out how fast this thing can actually go. Let's go. All right, 23, 25, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34.4, 35, 35.8, 35, 36, 36 miles an hour. Woo! Holy moly. Yeah. So as you can see, it goes way past the top speed of 28 miles an hour, hitting 36 just now. That's awesome. If you're not sure what the difference is between a cadence sensor and a torque sensor, let me explain. So a cadence sensor just senses movement. So if I pedal slow or if I pedal fast, it's gonna give me 100% of that motor power no matter what. With a torque sensor, it senses the amount of torque or the amount of pressure that you're giving the pedals. So if I pedal slow like I am right now, I'm gonna go slow. 14, 13, 12 miles per hour. But if I push real hard on the pedals, you can see 19, 20, 22, 24, 25. And if I slow down, the bike slows down. So it's really close to how a normal bike would feel, except for it's almost like you have superhuman legs. The bike will only go as fast as you pedal versus a cadence sensor where no matter how fast you pedal, it's always gonna give you 100%. So the torque sensor is a little bit more realistic and allows you to get exercise even when you're at top speeds. All right, so now it's time for a hill test. As you can see in front of me, we have a big old huge mountain. And this is the exact same mountain that I fell on the last video that I did. And I wanted to find out if my crash site was still here after a few weeks. And here it is right here. This is where I landed. And this right here is my front wheel when it flipped me over the handlebars. So as you can see, I have returned to the scene of the accident. And we're gonna try not to have that same accident again. So I'm gonna try to see how far we can get the Cyrusher Rover up that hill. There are a lot of ruts up there, so hopefully I'll be able to get up pretty far. So let's go ahead and give it a try. All right, we're getting a running start. We'll use the throttle to see if the throttle will get us up there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Still going. Come on, baby. Still going. 750 watts. Getting us up. It's getting us up. Hell yeah. Woo. All right. Whoa. Holy crap. And we did it. We did it. We got to the top of the mountain, baby. Whoo. Wow. The Cyrusher Rover 750 watt motor has got some power. Little throttle, little pedaling, and we're all the way at the top of the world, baby. So that is an awesome hill test. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and test these brakes and suspension on the way down to see how well it works. So far, so good. I'm not pedaling at all. I'm just using the brakes to keep me at a good speed on the way down. Hearing a teeny bit of squeaking, but not much. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, well, I just lost my very first battery bar, and we're at 10.34 miles, 10.35 miles right now. Our max speed, 36 miles an hour. Woohoo! So first battery bar lost at 10.3, 10.4 miles. Let's keep going. Now, when you get a bike up in this price range, one of the upgrades that you get is hydraulic brakes, and I prefer those over mechanical brakes any day of the week. But how well do these hydraulic brakes work? Well, the only way to find out is by doing a high-speed brake test. So let's get to 25 miles an hour. We'll slam on the brakes and see what happens. Whoa! Well, the first thing that I noticed is there was absolutely no skidding. So that is a huge pro. A lot of these mechanical brakes will lock up and you kind of slide when you slow down. As you can see, there is no trail behind me. I slammed on the brakes as hard as I could from 25 miles an hour and I just slowed down. And that is awesome. So good brake test. Well, we already know it can go up a nice big old huge dirt mountain, but what about regular flat off-road conditions? Well, I got a nice off-road condition right in front of me. So what do you say? Let's find out how well the Rover does in sand and dirt and off-road conditions. Seems to be doing great. 15 miles an hour, but these big 4-inch wide fat tires definitely do a good job of keeping you stable. Even when you get into some of this loose dirt like we're getting to right now, I don't feel like I'm sliding or anything, which is nice. I can increase the speed by pedaling harder, no problems. It almost feels like I'm just riding on road, which is awesome. So if you're looking to take this bike out on some off-road trails, you should have absolutely no problem whatsoever riding off-road. I have no idea where I'm going. Probably should turn around and head back the other way. Wow, this thing feels really stable. Just another check mark on how awesome this bike is. Just awesome. Oh, what do you say? Let's go up this little hill. Can we get up there? How about another one? All right, that had no problem at all. Use our brakes to go down. A little bit of squeaking going on in the rear. Don't start squeaking on me. All right, well, we've been riding around for a couple of hours now, so I'm interested to find out what kind of range we've gotten today. So what do you say? Let's go ahead and get our range estimates and we'll get our pros and cons. Let's go. All right, well, that was a lot of fun today. I still can't believe we were able to get this bike up to 36 miles an hour while pedaling, and the fact that it went up that huge dirt mountain without any problem at all. It's just incredible. But I know right now you're probably wondering, well, Hobart, what kind of range did we get today? Well, on the GPS app, it looks like we went 22.8 miles, so almost 23 miles. And looking at the battery, we still have 4 out of 5 battery bars left, which means this bike may buck the system. Typically, you want to take that 50 to 60 miles and cut it in half, and that's about what you're going to get in real-world range. But I've almost gone 23 miles right now, which is almost half of the lower number, and I still have 4 out of 5 battery bars. So I'm thinking that you probably can get 50 to 60 miles on this e-bike. They're actually giving you true mileage and range, which is not very typical with an e-bike manufacturer. So that is incredible. So that's my range as of today, 23 miles, 4 battery bars left. That's awesome. So what do you say? Let's go ahead and let me give you my pros and cons. All right, so let's start off with some of the things that I like about the bike. It's pretty much everything. Number one is gonna be the way that it looks. The paint job is incredible. The look of the bike, the quality of the parts that are on the bike is just second to none. This is the highest quality and nicest e-bike that I have ever reviewed to date. So just take that in consideration. I also think that that torque sensor is the best torque sensor that I have tested to date. I have tested several e-bikes with torque sensors, and a lot of times when that motor engages, you get a little bit of a jerky motion with the torque sensor. Same when you stop pedaling. With this, it feels absolutely natural. It is completely smooth. You don't even notice that the motor is kicking in. You just pedal like normal, and it just feels like you have superhuman legs. So the torque sensor is one of the best, if not the best, that I've ever tested on a bike. Also, this suspension is incredible. So you have the front adjustable suspension, then you have this suspension here, and the frame actually is 2 pieces here. There's a little bracket here that allows the frame to kind of flex when you're riding, so the ride is super comfortable. What else do I like about it? The screen is really nice. You can see it in full daylight. Stainless steel chain, That's a pretty cool upgrade. The Shimano 7-speed shifter, I haven't had to do any modifications or adjustments to the shifter at all. All 7 gears are smooth as can be, so I really like that. I mean, overall, I absolutely love everything about this bike. I really can't find any negatives, but I'm gonna be really super nitpicky, and that's really all I can do. So con number 1 is gonna be the handle grips. The handle grips are a little thin. They could be a little thicker and a little bit more comfortable, but again, they're nice. So I'm being really nitpicky here. Also, I wish that they shipped it with fenders. As you can see, there's no front or rear fenders. It's an add-on that you can get. I think at some point they're giving those away for free along with a back rack, but right now they're out of stock, so they weren't able to send them to me. But I wish that it was included with the bike instead of having to be something that you bought afterwards. So I wish they would have put fenders on here. What else could I say? Oh, the headlight had, while I was doing some testing, 1 or 2 of the bulbs would flicker once in a while, but they work 99% of the time. And the only other thing that I would say is I had to put a zip tie right here because this cable comes really close for the brakes, really close to the tire. So I just put a little zip tie on there, but again, not that big of a deal. So as far as cons, super nitpicky stuff is all I could find because this bike performs flawlessly. So if you're looking for an e-bike that you can ride, keep up the pedaling, get some exercise, hit 36 miles an hour, have 50 to 60 miles of range, have the suspension work well, the brakes work well, the torque sensor smooth as butter, this guy right here. If you do want to purchase one of these, I'm going to put a link down below for you in the description. Make sure to use that link. It is an affiliate link that helps out the channel, but does not cost you $1 more, I promise. Also, if you have any questions or comments about the Cyrusher Rover, I'd be happy to see them below and we can interact together, whether you have one and you love it, or if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them as well. Well, that's all the time I've got for you today for the Cyrusher Rover and Hobart's Reviews. My name is Hobart. Thanks so much for riding with me today. We'll see you on the next one.